Hello everyone, this is Lori from Grammy's Keepsake, and I've been having some fun again today. It's been quite a while since I've dug out my embossing folders, and so I was playing with those today until I had to go get my grandsons from school and watch those. But here, these are some of the completed ones that I've got finished. I used a wood grain embossing folder, and then I just layered up some masking paper, music paper, and then an image that I got from Farmerage. And I just put a big eyelet and some twine. And on the back I have a pocket, and I backed it with some coffee dyed paper and stitched all the way around and just have a little tag inside. And here I have a floral one, and this one is the same except a little different. It's got the collaging again, and then another image from Farmerage, and a little pocket, and I've got the coffee dyed paper, but I forgot to sew around it before I put the eyelet in, so it doesn't have any stitching on this side. But it is glued, and I did sew around the pocket before I glued it down. So it's a working pocket, and the big eyelet and the twine again. And this one is a little bit different embossing folder, and I did stitch around this one, I remembered. And I've got some dictionary page, some craft and green masking paper, and a little bit of lace with another image. And I believe this image came from Tsunami Rose. And on the back is another little pocket. And so you can journal on here, plus on here, or you can decorate on here also, or write the pertinent who, what, where, when. So let me show you how I get my unique embossing. I just love playing with my stuff, so it's a great big huge embossing folder, so it fits the whole, well, it fits an A4 size, but I've got 8.5 by 11, so I use that. But here's some of the examples, and I did one on cream so you could see, and it's just plain cream cardstock. And this is a craft, and this one's with walnut stain, and this is craft, but it's with vintage photo, and this is with vintage photo, and this one is nothing on this side, but I put the ink on the other side this time. Wait, okay, this is the way it goes, like this. See, there's nothing there, but I put the ink on this side so the opposite has the inking, and the ridges are light, so a little bit different effect. But let me show you how I do that. Grab my embossing folder, and I haven't used a Distress Oxide on this yet, so let's see what that looks like. I was just using Distress Inks earlier, but let's see what the oxide does. And I'm just using an old brayer. And then just apply the ink all over one of the sides of the embossing folder. and I'm choosing the one that has the raised bumps. This one, the bumps go on the in, like ditches. Here they're hills. And so the hills are going to go in the paper, and that's how I get my ink down in the valleys. That's going to happen. So I'm just going to make sure I've got a good coating of ink. Put that aside. Grab a piece of cardstock. And I'm using 65-pound cardstock that I got at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, one of them. But I find that so that I'm sure I don't get any cracking and to release the fibers of the paper, I just use a little bit of water in my mini mister and just give it a couple of squirts. Well, it helps if I aim the mister at the paper. So I don't want it wet, and I don't really want it damp. I just want to I guess it would be damp, just a few squirts on there. So I'm going to go ahead and just place that in the fold. And then close it down. Now I'm going to grab my embossing tool. Sure, I'm stepping on the cord. Get the cord out of the way. And get my sandwich going here. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Sorry about the noise. Okay. Get that out of the way. And then we're going to open her up. And there it is. And this is what it looked like before and after. And let's do it one more time. I've got another ink that I want to try. Let's use this Ranger in coffee. Let's give it a try. Get everything out of the way. Whoa. I'm wild. Ooh, I like how that goes on. Let's hope I like how the results. But you know, there are no mistakes in crafting. It'll make gorgeous tags. And again, this is the archival ink that I'm using this time. And get my cardstock. And I'm going to just mist it a little bit. It just lets the paper flex. And close her up. Get the sandwich. grab the cut and emboss. Moving my mat all over. Okay, let's take a look at it. That's pretty. It's different. I'm noticing that the oxide is more gray brown, but I like that coffee color. Here's the original, but in the grooves you can see the dark color. And here's the other side. So just gonna grab a baby wipe and wipe this quick so it can start drying. And let's make some tags. Any embossing folder will work. I made some with some smaller ones too, like here's a fun little design on this one. I've already got the paper glued onto that one. Okay, let's put that aside, let it dry. There's glare over here, so that's why I have this here. We don't want glare. And so here's all my fun prints. Lots of tags. So then what I like to cut them up in is 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. That's my favorite big size. So first I'm going to go ahead and cut along this way, and then I'll have two, so I'll get 3 tags on this piece of paper. Or I suppose, no, because I want the grains to go up and down, so one can be sideways. But there are no rules. You can cut it any way you like. And 6 1/4, 3 1/4, and 6 1/4. So I've got my sideways one and I've got 2 straight ones. Let's work with these for now. Put these aside. And then for my pocket, I use 2 inches. So I just cut 2 by 3 1/4. How about if we use a different color paper for that glare spot so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to go ahead and age this up. You know what might be fun? Here's my scraps. I wonder, we can make the pocket. Let me do that. Let's see what it looks like. At least I can get one out of this piece, I think. Yep, I can get one. The other one's a little bit too short. That might be fun, and this is going to be too narrow, but that's a, oh, that one will work. Let me cut that down to 2 inches. There's always new fun things to try, isn't there? And I'm just inking around it a little bit. It's bringing more of that wood grain. And then here I did one earlier. I can't even grab it. And I put a little label with some brads on it for a pocket for this one. And that's why I thought, oh, wait a minute, you guys, maybe you want to see what I'm doing. So I stopped, but I thought that would go there. And then you could write a title on there, or can write it, you can stamp it, or you can just tear a word from a paper, you know, and glue it on. So let's go ahead and glue some coffee dyed paper to the backs of these, because you can't write on this ridge. And I've already got some cut, and we'll use this side. Let's get, I always tend to make a mess, so I like to, got to put the covers back on the ink pads. And opening up a new 3-in-1 glue. Maybe. Oh, it's coming now. I am going to sew around it, so I don't need a lot around the edges. And this is a little bit heavier paper, and so it'll work nicely for journaling on the back of this textured card. And then I'm just trying to line up the sides the best I can. Looks like I missed. If you're afraid of getting dirty, then this tag craft isn't for you. But I wash up really good, so I'm going for it. So now this can dry while we can glue up another one. I was doing some more paper dyeing last night, and so of course my fingers got in the dye too, and then after I already got in there, then I realized, oh, grab the gloves. So, but I was dyeing yellow paper and orange paper. And tomorrow I have to do blue and purple. But I had the boys tonight, so couldn't do the paper. That would be a disaster waiting to happen. And then we've got one more, and here I've got another paper, so we're set. That will work. Okay, now we need to cut our corners so that they resemble tags. And I'm going to cheat and use a pattern here. And I've got a little bit of coffee dye sticking over the top, so let's get rid of that. Do it again. These tags will be a lot of fun for a woodland or botanical journal. I used to emboss all the time, but it's been a while since I've dug it out. And so now I'm going to mark where that center hole is. Why reinvent the wheel, right? So I'm going to use a 3/8 hole on my Crocodile. It always sticks in there. There, we got it out. Get our scraps. Okay, we're going to need that. We're going to need that. And our little goodies here. So here's our tags, and they're all at the same stage. Now we need sewing machine. And so what I'm going to do first is just sew the top of each of the pockets, and I'm just going to chain stitch them. Okay, and I'm making sure that the stitching is not straight because I want it to be organic. And then I'm just going to clip them apart. Chain stitching saves so much time and, well, thread too, but time is more the thing. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and on the back we're going to place our pocket, hold it in place, and I'm going to stitch on this side, but I'm going to start here and go around and then coming back into this. So I'll have two sides of my pocket so it'll be secure. And I just have a chocolatey brown thread in the machine today. Okay, we've got one. So let's go ahead and here with this one with the brads so that the tags don't get stuck in there, let's take a little bit of washi tape in whatever pattern, it doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna see it. Let's grab some of this old stuff and the glue stick, making sure that it's gonna work with all our efforts. Little eyelets would work too, but I just thought that the brads get that little nail head touch. And then I'm just going all the way across it. And burnish it down a little bit with my hand. So now nothing will get hung up on those brads. So we're going to place the stitching here at the top, get it nestled in the corner, and go ahead and stitch around this one. So let's go ahead and just put these two together. I can stitch the others another time. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and put our brads in. And I like the look of the really big ones on here. How does that red one look? Well, it's bronze, but a little bit too bright. And you know, here, let me show you. A Copic marker works wonders on coloring these. So if you want it just to change the color a little bit, the Copic, it's an alcohol-based marker, so it covers metal nicely. And when this dries, you can put another coat on it if you want. Or you can make it any color you want. Just put that aside. And let's go ahead and put a brownish one. And I already have the crocodile set for the right post and bottom. And just give it a squeeze and then you got it. And these wide eyelets are We Are Memory Keepers. There we have it. So we don't need that for a while. And so now what we can do is a little bit of collage work. And I've got some scraps laying around. And here's the ones that we did before. And I've got some die cuts that I've been playing with too that might be fun to add. Some little lacy butterflies. Haven't decided what I want to do yet, so it's kind of seat of the pants. And here's some flowers. I don't know. Let's just play a little bit. And these antique and vintage papers that I'm using to collage with are from my kit that I have available in my Etsy shop. And the coloring on these are gorgeous. I just love it. And I don't know if we're going to do that yet, so let's just play. And you don't want to think too much on this. You just want to just rip and go. And I have some more bird images already cut out, ready to go too. Fun little owl. Let's go ahead and age up the edges of it, give it some color. Let's just go ahead and glue it down. Because it's textured, I'm using glue rather than glue stick. You know, I'm going to go ahead and take this cap out. I don't like it. I get quiet when I do this, don't I? Somebody said they couldn't hear me very well in my last video, so I want to apologize for that. I hope that it's an isolated incident and it doesn't happen. I'm not real technologically inclined, so hopefully I've got it right. So I hope you can hear me, and I'm trying to speak up as well. So if I'm screaming, let me know that too, okay? There, we'll just set that down, and then we're just going to put our little owl down there. That is so cute. And then I've got here a little card already cut, ready to go. Let's stick a little bit of twine. And this is, it's just a cord that I got. It's a jewelry cord, 20 pound, 100 gram. Oh, that's how much, that's the weight. 20 pound cord of 380 feet. Okay, so it's quite a big spool. So I'm just going to cut a length and double it up. and I go from front to back. And just clip off the extras. And they can be trimmed down later. But there we've got an owl to go with our little birdies with the red head. I have no idea what they're called. They're just little birdies with the red head. And I think these are dahlias. But let's go ahead and make another one. We've got it ready to go. Let's just do it. So we've got this, and I just love this aging on this Little Women book. And I'm just going to get rid of the margins. It's a brittle, fragile paper. It's, I believe the date of the book is 1922. So it's an oldie. I think I've got some other die cuts too. Let's take a look at those. That looks kind of fun. I use double-sided paper, you know, so I can use either side. I like this dark one. And this paper is Tim Holtz from the Dapper collection. I think that'll be fun. And then we can put some of this fun paper in here too. I cut it off the roll with my tear ruler, but I like it to have even more ripped look. Tear a little bit more down. And then a word label or something would be really cute on this too. What do you think? Will that work? Oh, let's just glue it down and call it good. Like I said, if we think about it too much, then I don't know what in the world I want. But it's fun just to have it organic. Hope I'm on frame. I got too much glue. Rub it off a little bit. And then tear this off. I oozed the glue again. I should be using art glitter glue instead of this 3-in-1. Let me grab it quick. And then we'll glue our little flower on. And this is just a thin die, wafer die, that I've had for years and years and years. I have no idea what it's called or where I got it. Okay, let me take a look to see. I've got a folder of words here. See if we can find something good. Got all kinds of stuff in this. We'll find something in there. Yeah, this will work. Let's find... How about Happy Place? Ink it up a little bit. I like to put them crooked on purpose because I don't always get everything straight. So it takes the pressure off. And then I didn't ink around anything here, but you can, of course. And then here we have our little label. Do I have a phrase maybe that we can, how about this one? This is sticker paper. Can't get the backing off. There we go, got it. Okay. And ink that side too. And do I have it in the center? Here we go with that, trying to make it straight. That'll work. Burnish it a little bit. It's a sticker, so I want to make sure that it is good and adhered. And then we need some cord, or let's put, I've got some, let's see, what colors have we got in here? This is jam-packed full of vintage seam binding that I got at an estate sale last week, so screaming to be used. Here, 25 cents, isn't that something? Not the right color. Well, we can use that, or a blue. There's so much. That's too dark. Turquoise. Ooh, pretty purples. That won't work, but they're pretty. Well, I'm thinking it's going to be brown or it's going to be this. You know what? Let's make this darker. I'm going to save these little labels. They would be fun to scan and use those, wouldn't they? Okay, make some room. Get rid of the brown. Let's cut ourselves a length first. And then let's make a mess. I'm going to use walnut stain. Let's use a little bit of vintage photo too, because we can. Make a big mess. Big messes are fun. And we're going to spray it. And now we're going to crumple up our ribbon and just go for it. Now, wrinkle it up and hold it for a little while. Not long, just a little bit. Then we grab my heat tool and my pokey tool. Noise again. And here's what it did look like, and this is what it looks like now. Say, where's the camera? And now let's put that. Fold it in half and insert. And then we can cut this off a little bit. Just kind of eyeball it. You can always trim it up a little bit better later. Or now. So there we have our happy place. It's pretty muted, but I like it. And we need our, gotta have our little card. Stop and enjoy. So here we have our happy place and our owl, our flowers, I think they're dahlias, and our little red-headed birdies. And here we have our girl, and she sure has a bright pink. Tried to bring this color out, but I might darken this up a little bit too. That's pretty bright. But this is a fun, different embossing folder and some little lace. But so these are the tags that we made today. But I've got something to share with you. I have found these couple of newer, smaller channels, and they're looking for subscribers, and they're both having a giveaway right now. So if everybody wants to go over there and take a look, here we've got Zion Craft Creations, and her name is Dawn, and she's having a birthday giveaway, and the drawing is going to be on Friday, so there's still time. And that's what the name of the video is called, is My Birthday Giveaway. So go ahead and subscribe to her channel. Take a look at some of her videos. She's a very talented collage artist also. And then another one is the Old Bohemian Gypsy, Ginger Urban. she's having a giveaway right now too. She's looking for subscribers, and she's giving away 2 big journals, and it ends on June 30th, and she filmed it in May. But she's asking you to send her a tag or a card or something like that, and it's in the video. So go ahead and go there and check it out. And both of these ladies, they're both very talented, and just let them know that Grammy's Keepsake sent you there. And good luck. We all like to win. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.